My brother tried to outplay me in business, so I let him walk into his own trap slogan. He didn't check ownership. The boardroom at Helix Therapeutics was always cold, but that morning it felt downright glacial. My brother Ryan paced at the front of the room, like he already owned the place. He wore a navy suit tailored within an inch of its life-polished shoes, clicking against the marble floor, and a smirk that had haunted me since childhood. "Let's get started," he said, clapping his hands. "This won't take long." I watched from my seat near the end of the table, fingers laced together, my expression unreadable. Our father, Charles Brennan, the venture capitalist and family patriarch, sat beside him like a proud coach, watching his star quarterback prepare for a winning play. "This company," Ryan began, gesturing toward the Helix logo, projected on the screen, "has potential. But potential isn't enough. It needs structure, leadership, vision." The irony made my teeth itch. My vision had built Helix. 5 years of sleepless nights, failed experiments, personal debt, and blind belief in the science. And now he was here ready to cash in like he'd earned it. He turned to the board. "That's why I've brokered a deal with Kronos Labs. They're offering a full acquisition, generous severance for existing staff, and most importantly, a leadership transition plan with me at the helm." A low murmur rippled through the room. Dr. Lin, our head of oncology, frowned. "Emma is the founder and majority shareholder." Ryan smiled like a man holding all the cards. "Was. Until last week." I didn't flinch. I knew what he'd found: shares quietly sold off by early employees, options gifted to family members who underestimated me. I knew he thought he'd bought control. "You're welcome to check the filings," Ryan added smugly. "The controlling stake is now held by Brennan Acquisitions." Dad gave me a look, sympathy mixed with something colder. Finality. I stood slowly. "And the patents?" Ryan blinked. "What?" "The patents," I repeated. "The core IP behind Helix's mRNA delivery system. The tech that got Kronos interested in the first place." He hesitated. "They're company assets." "No," I said, pulling a folder from my briefcase. "They're mine. Personally filed. Personally maintained. Licensed to Helix under non-transferable terms." I opened the folder and laid out copies of the documents on the table. "Dr." Lynn leaned in, scanning the papers. Her eyebrows shot up. "These are real," she said. "Filed 3 years ago." Ryan's face drained of color. "You're bluffing." "You should have read the licensing agreements," I said calmly. Clause 14B. Termination upon change of control. If ownership shifts without my written consent, the licenses dissolve. He lunged toward the papers. "This can't be legal." Dad spoke for the first time. "Emma, this is a billion-dollar deal." "No," I corrected. "It was. Before your golden boy tried to hijack it." I turned to the board. "I move to suspend all merger discussions. We'll remain independent." Dr. Lin nodded immediately. Others followed. Ryan looked like a man watching his castle collapse brick by brick. "You think this is over?" he snapped. "You'll regret embarrassing us." I smiled. "I didn't embarrass you. You did that all on your own." As I left the room, my phone buzzed. A text from Dr. Lin. "Remind me never to underestimate you again." I replied with a single word: "Good." That afternoon, the Kronos deal quietly evaporated. Ryan's name was scrubbed from the acquisition proposal. He went dark on social media. Our father didn't call. He didn't need to. His silence said everything. 3 days later, Helix was featured in a Forbes article titled, "The Woman Who Outsmarted Wall Street." They used a photo of me in the lab coat, no makeup, smiling over a petri dish. I liked that photo. Investors who'd once ghosted us came knocking. NIH requested a briefing on our immunotherapy platform. I scheduled meetings with no urgency. Let them wait. 1 week later, I walked into the same boardroom with a new deal. This one came from the Department of Defense, an exclusive research partnership. No buyout, no takeover, full autonomy. I presented it calmly, answered questions with quiet confidence. No flash, no performance, just facts, results, and vision. When the board unanimously approved, I didn't gloat. I didn't smile. I just nodded, gathered my papers, and left. In the hallway, I paused at the display wall photos of Helix milestones. The early team in a cramped garage lab. Our first clinical success. My hand, holding a vial labeled HTX-001. I added a new photo. The Forbes cover. Not out of pride, but as a reminder that success is not always loud. That sometimes the smartest move is to let them think they've won right until they realize you built the game, wrote the rules, and own the pieces. Later that night, my phone buzzed again. It was Ryan. "You win," the text said. I stared at it for a long time before replying. This wasn't a game. Then I silenced my phone, poured a glass of wine, and went back to work. Because I wasn't done. Not even close.